Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. Let's get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are on the rise this morning with S&P futures up 0.8%, Dow futures up 0.79%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.8%. Global stocks have climbed on renewed hopes for stimulus, progress on vaccinations, and receding concerns about volatile retail trading. Silver has pulled back from its 8-year high, and alongside silver, GameStop has retreated in pre-market today as the retail frenzy has begun to show indications of cooling. Treasuries have dipped alongside the dollar and oil has climbed. While signs of progress towards fresh U.S. stimulus and expanding vaccination programs boost the market sentiment, fears that speculative buying could derail the equity bull market are receding. Over in Europe, the Stock 600 index gained around 1%, and with technology shares outperforming ahead of earnings from Amazon and Google's parent company, Alphabet Inc., due later today. In regards to the pandemic, recent statistics show more Americans have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine than have tested positive for the virus, which is an early but hopeful milestone in the race to end the COVID-19 pandemic. Chancellor Angela Merkel vowed to offer all Germans a vaccination by the end of September, even if new shots aren't approved. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Shane, I've been watching the S&Ps all morning long, and, things look good. I mean, what you said about the vaccines, that's a big deal because, now you're actually seeing, the turn possibly, making a change there for the better. Mm-hmm. So that was good. That was a good sign. And, with the futures continuing to be positive in that meeting last night at the White House, which, was really designed as a show to show President Biden's willingness to really work with Republicans on legislation. But it's clearly a positive step. The fears of insolvency from the retail brokerage firms has decreased for now, but with GameStop falling as it is this morning, these margin calls will be coming in, and it may become an issue for these retail brokers. So you got to be watching the retail brokers this morning.
Well, let's go ahead and move into earnings to watch today. Bill, what type of earnings are we looking at?
Well, let's talk about last night. We got Cirrus Logic, ticker CRUS. They delivered a 27-cent beat on higher revenue, but they guided lower. Big mistake. UPS, on the other hand, they delivered a 52-cent beat on higher revenue, but they didn't give guidance. UPS is up on the day, whereas in Cirrus Logic is down. HOG, which is Harley Davidson, ticker HOG, they missed earnings estimates by 58 cents on lower revenue. And Pfizer, of course, missed their earnings estimates by 6 cents, but it was done on higher revenue.
How about any insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
You got Amazon. It's looking for a 4.7% move when they release this afternoon. Amgen, ticker AMGN, is looking for a 3.4% move when they release. Electronic Arts, ticker EA, they're set for a 2.6% move when they release. Google or Alphabet, ticker GOOG, they're looking for a 4.3% move when they release. And Match.com, ticker MTCH, that's priced for an 8.3% move when they release earnings. Now, in Match's last quarter's earnings report, the company gave fourth quarter financial targets that were much better than what analysts had expected. So, you really want to watch this one, MTCH. Amazon.com, everyone's going to be watching this. They're poised to cap off that, last year's, that pandemic fueled 2020, their financial performance with really record revenue. They're going to have good quarterly sales because apparently there was a big surge in the online shopping during the holiday season with everyone stuck at home. So Amazon should do something nice. But with Amazon, you never know because they don't care about what they care about building the business and building the company more than making analysts happy. Mm-hmm. Google, on the other hand, their earnings are coming out this afternoon as well. And unlike Facebook or maybe Twitter, Google has a much more diverse business. Their online ad business is likely to have a very strong fourth quarter. but they are changing the way they're going to be presenting their financial statements. The company's going to really break it down into three segments. And one of them obviously is going to be the fast growing cloud computing segment. And this is the one that's going to be in a lot of focus when they report earnings this afternoon. Um, Margins are kind of tight there, so you really want to watch the cloud computing business to determine if Amazon, to determine if Google's going to have a positive pop after they release earnings this afternoon.
Let's go ahead and move into economic reports. Bill, what type of reports are we looking for today?
Well, the Red Book on retail sales that's coming out at 8:55, and later this afternoon you have the API, American Petroleum Institute. They're going to be giving their stockpiles estimates. And then later, this afternoon, we got a number of Fed speakers on the circuit. 1 o'clock, we're going to be hearing from the Dallas Fed Bank President, Robert Kaplan. 2 o'clock, Cleveland Fed Bank President, Loretta Mester. And also at 2 o'clock, you have the New York Fed Bank President, John Williams, will be speaking today.
Well, moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with Tesla, ticker TSLA. It's set to recall 134,951 Model S and Model X vehicles with touchscreen displays that could fail after U.S. auto safety regulators sought the recall last month. So according to a recall posted on a government website this morning, this is a situation for them. Brookfield Infrastructure, ticker BIP, has agreed to sell 100% of its North American energy business, Enwave, for $4.1 billion. In other news, NASDAQ, ticker NDAQ, has agreed to sell its U.S. fixed income business, NASDAQ Fixed Income, to an affiliate of Tradeweb Markets, ticker TW, for $190 million. One on Direct, ticker DRRX, shares of the company have jumped over 40% in pre-market after the FDA posted its approval of the company's pain treatment, Posomir, to its website. Bristol Myers, ticker BMY, its treatment for plaque psoriasis met primary and secondary endpoints in its phase 3 trial. Bristol share price is up 1.46% in pre-market. Another one actually on Bristol Myers, Wuxi STA has agreed to buy Bristol Myers facility in Covette, Switzerland, with transactions set to close by Q2 of this year. One on a piece of news that's indirect to Amazon, ticker AMZN, is on Reliance Industries. So an Indian court has temporarily restrained Future Group from selling its retail assets to Reliance. And of course, this is positive for Amazon, who's really trying to lock out the Indian market. But that was one that was fresh this morning. Bill, what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
Well, Shane, I break my news down into specific alerts, based on events, based on sectors. It really clears up the picture for me every morning because, now I'm able to kind of pick up those hot stories and find those stocks that are really likely to, show price appreciation for the day. Okay, my FANG alert, that's going off. I mean, I see that Facebook's planning on countering Apple's wall. They said they're testing a notification that would be requesting users to actually enable their app tracking. So, we'll see what that, we'll see if that tracks anything. I also noticed that, Google, Ford Motor Company is planning to use Google's Android operating system to power its vehicle displays, their display screens in 2023. And also I'm in my Dow Jones 30 alert. I see Apple has attracted over $33 billion worth of orders for its new $14 billion debt deal yesterday. Microsoft hit the tape because apparently a Microsoft executive is expecting to see shortages in Xbox through at least June. And then there's Visa, which is introducing an AI-powered innovations for a smarter way to make payments. That could be an interesting play, especially against the backdrop of PayPal and ePay. Mm-hmm. I have my buyback alert. McKesson, ticker MKC, they released their earnings this morning, but they also announced a $2 billion stock repurchasing plan. Then I have my dividend alert. I see that Yum Brands, ticker YUM, they declared a 50-cent quarterly dividend yesterday after the close. And in terms of my strategic alert, DuPont, ticker DD, after conducting a strategic review, DuPont announced this morning that they have sold their clean technology business to a consortium for $510 million. That's what strategic reviews are all about. So it's interesting. There's a lot of good stuff out there today, but really it's an earnings day. So we got to keep our focus there, Shane.
Yeah, definitely. Well, moving into our trade talk picks for today, I'm picking Brookfield Infrastructure. So BIP, it's agreed to sell 100% of its North American energy business, and it's a big price tag, $4.1 billion. So this is one I could see definitely getting some appreciation for that. I keep in mind that we're not seeing any pre-market trade happening for this. And so if it opens up higher, I think that I might avoid it or at least wait for it to go lower. If it opens up at, say, 55, let's have some caution. I'm looking at it more around where it closed yesterday, in the 52s, and seeing it maybe go up a point or two from there. But a second pick, just in case, Bristol Myers, one that we talked about as well, ticker BMY. They had a positive news with a primary endpoints being met for their psoriasis treatment, and they just had somebody bought one of their structures in Switzerland. So it's 2 points of positive news for them, and I could definitely see that being something that's going to give them some appreciation today as well. So these are my 2 picks I'm looking at for today. What's your pick looking like, Bill?
Humana, ticker HUM. They're releasing earnings tomorrow morning. Should have a little positive momentum going into earnings. See, the option flow was very positive yesterday. I noticed in December they reaffirmed their guidance. I'm really looking to get in under 379, maybe 378.50 level. When earnings come out, this thing could move, above the 383 level. So I'm watching this Humana very closely. You know, match they could come out with good earnings, but the stock's already up what the 2.26%. So I had to bail on that one, and I'm sticking with Humana, ticker HUM.
Okay, well, moving into what's hot off the press. This is the news that's hitting the tape as we speak that will be moving the stocks today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Bill, looking at our Newsware alerts and seeing all the headlines that are streaming in, which are the ones that we should be letting traders know about?
Let's talk about Caterpillar, ticker CAT. Caterpillar just completed its acquisition of Weir Oil and Gas. Ticker SALT, SALT. This is Scorpion Bulkers. They just announced the sale of 7 vessels. These are newer vessels that were built in 2016. And then ticker SAVA. This is Cassava Sciences. Stock just got halted as news is pending.
One on Alliant Energy. Looks like they're announcing plans to retire Columbia Energy Center.
Home Depot just opened a new distribution center in Dallas. Ticker HD.
Chinook Therapeutics, ticker KDNY, has received rare pediatric disease designation for a treatment that it has that just came out for something to do with enzyme mutations, but it's an interesting one to look more into.
Ticker PSTI, Paul, Sam, Tom, India. They just announced a $30 million registered direct offering. Stock's trading down 1.47%. The offerings, I believe, at 650, and stock's trading 735. So there's room for it to go lower.
Anthem, ticker ANTM, has entered into an agreement with InnovaCare. So it looks like they're acquiring its Puerto Rico-based subsidiaries. Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing this morning, Shane.
Same here. So that'll do it for us as far as what's hot off the press. But traders, of course, keep in mind that you could receive these same breaking stories just like us simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. It will definitely up your trading game. So moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Monday, I had XP Inc., ticker XP. It opened at $44.55 and made slow and steady and consistent gains all the way till it closed at $47.15 for a 5.83% gain. The stock had such a good consistent run that anytime anyone really would have bought in, you would have ended up seeing green yesterday. So it was a really good move for us. An even better move for us, however, was BioCryst Pharmaceuticals, ticker BCRX. It opened at $10.75, and it, just like XP, made slow and steady gains all the way up to $11.85 for a 10.23% gain. So this was another one where anytime you bought in, you were looking at green. However, if you held on to it up through the close, you'd really be smiling because now you're up to $13.25 this morning from the price till open yesterday. That was a 23.25% gain. So we had a fantastic day yesterday. How'd yours end up doing, Bill?
I did Cirrus Technologies, ticker CRUS. Stock opened up at 94.90, and it traded essentially flat. It was went a little lower, and then at 1 o'clock it just started to move as that earnings announcement got closer and closer, and it ran up to 99.35 from 94.90 to 99.35. That's a 4.6% move. That easily beat our goal of doing 1% or $1 a day for profitable trades. So yeah, it was a very good day yesterday.
Nice. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.